Hello there. I just wanted to share with you guys today an important message I found in Daniel chapter 3, where it talks about King Nebuchadnezzar setting up the gold statue. So, as most of you guys know, King Nebuchadnezzar set up a humongous gold statue of himself, and him and his counselors and his government body decided that if you do not worship and bow down to the statue, you're going to be thrown into the fire. And when it came to pass that they needed to go down and worship the statue, Daniel's three friends did not. Daniel's three friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, refused. And the king, very angry at this, told his people, go fetch those three, bring them here, I want to talk to them. And he finds out that it's true and that they refused to bow down to his statue or worship his gods. And angry at this, he says to them, okay, you know what? The punishment of throwing the people in the furnace that don't want to worship, let's make it 7 times hotter. Because he's even angrier that they're this rebellious towards him. And they make this fire so powerful, and they're not concerned in the slightest, because they say, our God's going to deliver us, and if he doesn't, just know that we're not going to worship your gods or your statue. But we have faith in our God, and he's going to deliver us. So he gets some of his strongest soldiers to go throw those guys in the fire. And the fire was so hot that the strong soldiers that bound Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and threw them in the fire, died. And then the three of them fall into the midst of the fire. And the king's astonished, and he's looking like, whoa, what's going on? The soldiers are dead, obviously at the edge of his seat, like, what's going on? And then he asks his servant, did we not throw 3 men into the fire? And he says, yes. And he says, but I see 4. And there are 4 men walking in the midst of the fire. Walking in the midst of the fire. And the 4th, let me read it here, so you know I'm not telling nonsense. Look, he answered, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they are not hurt. And the form of the 4th is like the Son of God. This is pre-New Testament right now. That's Jesus right there. And now the reason I've brought up this whole story is not just to reveal that epic revelation of the 3 of them standing in the midst of the fire when the king went against them and threw them in the fire as punishment for standing with God. Jesus standing there in the midst of the fire with them. Like, hey guys, what's up? The thing I want to get at is why it's important for the world we're living in today is the golden statue and the gods and all the other idols and things that King Nebuchadnezzar and his governing body wants the people to worship and is going against anyone who doesn't is like our current world as it is right now. They've got so many agendas and idols and so many things to get you away from God. And if you don't do these things and you stick with your back with God, the world's going to turn against you. And though the world tries to throw you in the fire and everything burns away around you, just know that God is with you in the midst of that fire.